Madam Speaker, Honourable Ministers, Honourable Leader of Opposition, Honourable Members of this Parliament. Madam Speaker, thank you for allowing me this opportunity to take the floor and thank His Excellency the President, Major General Retired Chochi Kunusi Konrote, for his most gracious speech for the opening of this session of Parliament. Madam Speaker, I support His Excellency the President's statement in its entirety. Madam Speaker, from the outset, let me say it is very difficult for the other side of the House to comprehend that the 2013 Constitution has given Fijians the rights that were never given by any other constitution of Fiji. Madam Speaker, the 2013 Constitution has stopped dividing Fijians along racial lines and has brought them together simply as Fijians, Madam Speaker. To this end, Madam Speaker, the Ministry of Industry, Trade and Tourism and Lands and Mineral Resources will continually design and implement programs and projects to advance ordinary Fijians' socio-economic rights. Madam Speaker, as announced by His Excellency the President, there will be a number of key legal and commercial reforms to spur and encourage business, commercial and financial opportunities for all Fijians. To begin with, Madam Speaker, the Ministry of Industry, Trade and Tourism is taking the lead role in the review of the Consumer Credit Act. And the key purpose of the Consumer Credit Act review is to strengthen the legal framework for the provision of credit and ensuring that customers or debtors are protected and allowed to make informed decisions before entering into a credit contract. Furthermore, it will mandate a defined legal redress system to allow consumers, which also now includes micro and small businesses, a clear recourse in the event their rights are breached in a credit contract. Madam Speaker, it is quite ironic how the opposition talks about providing opportunities to Fijians and empowering them, and in the same breath they are questioning the very initiative that is providing the much-needed opportunities to the grassroots. Furthermore, Madam Speaker, I must say, the Micro and Small Business Grant is the initiative of the Fiji First government, which was part of its manifesto, Madam Speaker, and it began in 2014. The initiative has assisted a total of 12,079 recipients since its launch thus far, with a total government investment of $11.6 million. Madam Speaker, I wish to put on record and also to correct the Honourable Politavu's statement which he made on Monday with respect to a statement that he alleged that the Permanent Secretary for Industry, Trade and Tourism made. Honourable Politavu, Madam Speaker, alleged that the Permanent Secretary stated that the Ministry was having difficulty in monitoring the MSBG. Madam Speaker, this is an out-and-out fabrication concocted by the Honourable Politavu. In fact, Madam Speaker, the Permanent Secretary himself is involved in spearheading the monitoring, evaluation and mentoring program for all our grant recipients. The Ministry, Madam Speaker, has gone to the extent of cross-checking and double-checking with all official communications pertaining to this parliamentary retreat last month and confirms that Honourable Politavu has blatantly misled this august House with his rhetoric on Monday, Madam Speaker, and he should stop misinforming the Fijian public and not malign names of hard-working and committed civil servants, Madam Speaker. This is clearly, Madam Speaker, a lucid example of how the opposition members use their status in this House to make false assertions and try and mislead the public, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, this is rather a mischievous act on the part of an honourable member of this House, and I, for one, Madam Speaker, am not afraid to say that it is shameful conduct. Time and time again, the general public is subjected to misleading statements. Madam Speaker, I want to outline also, Madam Speaker, some of the success stories from the recent assessments for the information of the opposition, and hope this will help them with a better understanding that recipients are wholeheartedly satisfied with the support that has been provided. Number one, Madam Speaker, Mr. Nathanieli Tuilebuka of Lambasa. He was given a grant to purchase cattle for his dairy farming. He earns $50 to $100 per week from milk sales. With profit he earns, Madam Speaker, he has invested into a canteen business selling basic food items. Mr. Toilevuka is able not only to improve and diversify his income, but also contribute to his village and church obligations. Mr. Aisake Dakadaka from Lomaivuna Naitashiri, Madam Speaker, was assisted to purchase farming equipment. He is now supplying dalo to Ben's Trading Limited, and his weekly income is $200, Madam Speaker. Ms. Elizabeth Lomani of Walekutu is operating a canteen business from the support she was provided under the MSBG. She is earning $100 per week and she is the sole breadwinner for her family, Madam Speaker. And the profits are allowing her to meet her family obligations. Mrs. Salima Ali from Senganga, Madam Speaker, a widow with all her children now living in Suba, is now able to earn a living from the grant that was provided to her to operate a canteen, and she is able to support herself without depending on her children. Today she earns $100 a week. Mrs. Merioni Lagamaivuna from Senganga is employing 2 people to harvest yangona, Madam Speaker. She is earning about $120 to $150 per week. Mr. Ganinda Prasad of Narere built a roadside stall from the assistance he received under the MSBG, and he is earning $150 per week. Through the MSBG assistance, Mr. Bijay Singh bought a scale for his cover business, and the lack of his basic equipment was hindering his ability to undertake his business, Madam Speaker. Today, 2 years after receiving his grant, he has expanded his business and has 3 stores at Nosori Market. He earns $2,000 a week from cover sales, Madam Speaker. Mr. Anure Tokekole from Lotoka bought sewing material for his tailoring business, Madam Speaker. He has a monthly turnover of $600 a week, a month. He is now diversifying into retail business by investing into a canteen. Mr. Shu Ram from Taviuni purchased material for a stall for his bean sales business. His weekly income is $100, Madam Speaker. With the profit he earns, he's planning to include more products for sale. Recipients who in Taviuni, Madam Speaker, who are mainly Dalo and Yangona farmers, are now able to purchase 18 months of fertilizer stock rather than the monthly buying that they were doing. Madam Speaker, these are just some of the examples, as we cannot read out the entire list of all the success stories. We will follow this assessment by more field visits, where those who need additional support will be given the necessary assistance and guidance that is required. Madam Speaker, I strongly urge the opposition to go out and meet the real people and hear from the horse's mouth, Madam Speaker. Rather, Madam Speaker, than coming up with stories to earn political mileage and try and distribute to this noble endeavor of the Fiji First government, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, there is one simple message that we want to convey, and that is that the MSBG is contributing to the improvement of livelihoods of ordinary Fijians, giving people the satisfaction that they can take care of their families and that they can make a difference in their communities, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, all I've been hearing, Madam Speaker, from the opposition is that the scheme is a waste of taxpayers' money. Well, I'm sorry, Madam Speaker, but you're wrong. You are wrong and wrong again, Madam Speaker. It is very sad, extremely sad, that the other side of the House do not want our people to progress and contribute to our economy, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, I can confidently state that the MSBG has directly impacted the livelihoods of 60,395 Fijians, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, this is a feat that has never been achieved by any other previous government in the history of this country, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, I am not plucking these figures out of the thin air like the opposition does, Madam Speaker. I have evidence to prove this, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, that, Madam Speaker, is reality check number 1. I hope, Madam Speaker, I hope the message is loud and clear, and we on this side of the House will do whatever it takes to ensure that no Fijian is left behind, Madam Speaker, and that each and every Fijian counts, Madam Speaker. We are and we will continue to invest in our Fijian people, young and old, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, as part of the Business Ministry's business support services, a total of about 73 trainings have also been conducted since 2015. And a total of 2,441 MSBG recipients have received basic financial literacy training. Furthermore, Madam Speaker, the MSME Central Coordinating Agency has supported over 50 micro and small tourism operators, ranging from the areas of Yasawa, Nandi, Lotoka, Rekireki, Nandronga, Namosi, Serua, Navua, Suva, Wanimbuka, Benga, Sabsavu, and Taviuni, Madam Speaker, for a specialized training in August this year. We have these entrepreneurs on our database, Madam Speaker, and they will be assessed every 3 months by the CCA. Madam Speaker, the Ministry has taken steps to further strengthen the MSME, Central Coordinating Authority, through building staff capacity also in the field of business development services through the Start and Improve Your Business program. This program includes a range of training packages and instruments with integrated components for counseling, networking, promotion of service institutions and policy dialogue. Madam Speaker, in accordance with His Excellency's speech, we are also specifically looking after the interests of young Fijians, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, there is the Young Entrepreneurship Scheme, or the YES as we call it, which is yet another initiative targeting the development of the MSME sector. It is intended to promote and harness the talents of young Fijian entrepreneurs to become job creators rather than be fated to being job seekers. Financial support of up to about maximum of $20,000 will be given to successful young budding Fijian entrepreneurs between the ages of 18 and 30 years to develop or expand their innovative business ideas. The Ministry is currently formalizing the appointment of 8 accomplished professionals from the private sector with significant experience and business acumen, who have agreed to partner with government to steer this exciting initiative, Madam Speaker. In addition, the Ministry has also confirmed 11 private sector organizations thus far to run a business mentoring program for these young entrepreneurs, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, the opposition fails to see the big picture when it criticizes government's programs. There are a number of programs that are designed to provide direct support to the most in need and vulnerable, whilst others are structured whereby benefits will not be realized overnight, obviously, but will be felt over a period of time. These are geared towards fostering sustainable employment and livelihoods, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, the proof is in the pudding, and this is reality check number 2, Madam Speaker. Fiji's credit rating has been upgraded by Moody's from B1 to BA3. Listen, just hear it. Please, you don't like it when it's good news. You don't like it when it's good news. Fiji's rating has been upgraded from Moody's from B1 to BA3 with, Madam Speaker, a stable outlook. And this is the reality check number 3, and one of the critical contributing government policies that enable the upgrade was the support provided to MSMEs. Read that and weep, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, moving on to the Ministry of Lands and Mineral Resources. His Excellency the President stated that we will have legislations to reform town planning and land tenancy and subdivision of land. The Ministry has taken a direct approach to engage closely with our lessees and the general public. For this financial year, Madam Speaker, we have started ministerial roadshows in the Western Division last week and extending to the rest of the division. This is to ascertain processes that need revisiting and issues that need addressing. We are taking ownership of our processes, and we've heard firsthand from our lessees who have raised their views with us, and this will be a continuous and ongoing exercise. Madam Speaker, with that in mind, allow me again to inform this august House of the work undertaken by the Ministry in ensuring land tenure and ownership for ordinary Fijians. To date, Madam Speaker, we have issued a total of 258 approval notices for tenants residing in informal settlements, and furthermore issued 200 lease documents to individuals for residential, agricultural or commercial purposes, Madam Speaker. Through this process, the Ministry is ensuring that its policy direction is aligned with the Fijian Constitution, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, the Ministry is also working on a Land Valuation Act which will consolidate all provisions relating to land valuation, such as services provided by registered valuers in terms of registration, code of conduct and ethical standards in general. Contrary, Madam Speaker, to comments made by the Honourable Dulaki Virata, Madam Speaker, the rights of resource owners are not being ignored, Madam Speaker. We are continuing our stride to ensure fair share of royalties is paid to landowners, and we have not deviated from that, Madam Speaker. We are taking, Madam Speaker, an informed decision. We are taking an informed decision on this consultative process. The Fiji First government does not act on a whim, Madam Speaker. On such critical issues, we undertake thorough consultation to ensure an absolute balanced outcome, Madam Speaker. Furthermore, Madam Speaker, I want to reiterate that resource owners are always consulted before any decision is made with respect to river gravel extraction. Madam Speaker, the opposition has blatantly misled this House and the people of Fiji. Let me correct the facts. Consent on the waiver on fishing rights is obtained from the resource owners, which is verified through the necessary documentation by the Itoke Lands and Fisheries Commission before work is conducted on site, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, with regards to the issue raised by the Honourable Gavoka on the compensation for resource owners in Momi Bay, I want to highlight, Madam Speaker, I want to highlight something. I want to highlight that Peanuts, please, just listen. Peanuts, yeah, just listen, just listen. I want to highlight that the compensation exercise, Madam Speaker, was not undertaken by the Fiji First government, Madam Speaker. This, but rather, was undertaken, sadly, by the SDL government. The very government, Madam Speaker, that did the infamous land swap, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, this was done by the then SDL Minister for Lands, the Honourable Ratunengama Lalambalavu, who presented this proposal to Cabinet, Madam Speaker. This proposal was approved by the then Cabinet, which was chaired by the former Prime Minister, Honourable Laisenia Ngarase, and the Cabinet at that time. And it also, Madam Speaker, included the current leader of opposition, Madam Speaker. They were able to do the land swap even though the 1997 Constitution's so-called entrenched provisions were in effect, Madam Speaker. With regards to the Momi Bay foreshore, the SDL government processes did not require a fisheries impact assessment to determine the recompense to the TFRO. Unfortunately, the traditional fishing rights owners were left to undertake negotiations on their own with the investors, Madam Speaker. It is the Fiji First government that has ensured that the traditional fishing rights owners take ownership of their natural resources through formal leasing arrangements to maximize returns for the development of the Ngoli, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, once again, in relation to the Tau Quarry in Nandrunga, I'd like to inform the Honourable Gavoka that we are aware of the reserves that are available in that area. It is very naive of Honourable Gavoka to ask a regulator to undertake exploitation of the resources and also to claim that no outside investment is required for such capital-intensive endeavours, Madam Speaker. As the agency responsible for mineral resources, we ensure that the resource owners and the resources are protected, Madam Speaker. Therefore, we carefully assess the investors interested in mineral exploration. Tau, Madam Speaker, is part of our database in the plans in terms of looking for opportunities to ensure that we realize the true potential of the resources, Madam Speaker, and the most important part, in a sustainable manner, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, I would really wish that they would just bother to come and ask the Ministry about the actual facts on the deposits in Tau, and not just randomly make unsubstantiated statements. Once again, Madam Speaker, reality check number 3. Madam Speaker, I would like to finish, Madam Speaker, by making this statement. Our 2013 Constitution was given a test, Madam Speaker, in the election. And that, Madam Speaker, was our referendum in respect to that particular constitution, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, Madam Speaker, was the big blue tick and the mandate for the Fiji First government to govern, Madam Speaker. Reality check number 4, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, the Honourable Prime Minister, in his speech, and I think everybody should hear this, the Honourable Prime Minister, Madam Speaker, in his speech, said that he dedicated his life to serve and will continue to represent the Fijian people to the best of his ability. By the same token, Madam Speaker, every single member of this side of the House stand behind our Honourable Prime Minister in that very quest, Madam Speaker, to serve the Fijian people, to the best of their ability, and we all stand behind him, Speaker. Madam Speaker, once again, the only rejects, he might classify rejects, but we classify them as fakes, Madam Speaker. I once again, Madam Speaker, commend His Excellency for delivering spurring words to open this Parliament session, Madam Speaker. And I again reiterate our committed stance to ensuring a sustainable environment and a bright economic future for all Fijians, Madam Speaker. And God bless Fiji and God bless this House.